In 1995, a man walked into a bank with $975 million in personal debt. Today, he's worth $2.6 billion. But here's what makes this story insane. He turned that devastating loss into the most powerful personal brand in history. From bankruptcy to billions, from real estate mogul to president. This is the untold story of how Donald Trump built an empire that changed America forever. And while you might think you know the Trump story, what happened behind closed doors in 1975 set off a chain of events that no one saw coming. In the next 10 minutes, you'll discover how a millionaire's son rejected his father's low-profile approach and built something unprecedented, a name so powerful it would help him win the presidency. And stick around until the end, because the shocking negotiation that saved him from financial ruin reveals everything about how Trump really operates. This isn't just another billionaire story. This is how one man's obsession with his name changed the face of American business, media, and politics forever. And it all started with a decision in 1975 that would transform everything.
And we will make America great again.
Donald Trump's family story is one of ambition, migration, and reinvention, beginning not in the bustling streets of New York, but in a quiet German village. His paternal grandfather, Friedrich Trump, was born in 1869 in the small village of Karlstadt in southwestern Germany, a region known for its winemaking tradition. However, Friedrich was not content with the humble life of a vintner. At the age of 16, he made a bold decision to leave his homeland, embarking on a journey across the Atlantic in search of new opportunities. This choice marked the beginning of a family legacy deeply intertwined with the pursuit of the American dream. Friedrich's emigration was not without controversy. Under German law at the time, young men of military age were required to obtain official permission to leave the country, a rule Friedrich ignored. In this sense, Friedrich Trump could be considered an illegal immigrant, an irony not lost on those reflecting on his grandson Donald's later political career, where combating illegal immigration became a cornerstone of his platform. Friedrich's journey to America was not just an escape, but a quest for prosperity, one that would shape the Trump family's future in ways he'd likely never imagined. Settling first in New York, Friedrich began his American life humbly working as a barber. But his entrepreneurial spirit soon drove him westward during the gold rush era. In Seattle, he opened a modest hotel and restaurant that catered to miners and fortune seekers. Known for his shrewd business sense, Friedrich capitalized on the booming demand for lodging and services in the rapidly developing frontier towns. Later, he expanded his ventures into the Yukon Territory, where he ran establishments that provided food, drink, and accommodations to those chasing their fortunes. These early enterprises laid the foundation for the Trump family's eventual wealth. After amassing a small fortune, Friedrich returned to New York and began investing in real estate, purchasing land in the borough of Queens. His investments were modest but strategic, planting the seeds for what would later become a significant real estate empire. Friedrich's life was cut short in 1918 when he succumbed to the Spanish flu pandemic at the age of 49. Friedrich's passing left his widow and children with a modest inheritance, including a home, 3 vacant lots in Queens, and $4,000 in cash, equivalent to about $600,000 today. This inheritance was modest by today's standards, but it provided the Trump family with the resources to continue expanding their real estate holdings. As the family transitioned into its second generation, Friedrich's son, Fred Trump, took the reins, transforming the modest beginnings into a thriving real estate business. Fred Trump, Donald Trump's father, was the architect of the Trump family's substantial real estate fortune, laying the groundwork for the empire his son would later expand. Born in 1905 in the Bronx, New York, Fred grew up with a strong sense of discipline and ambition, values instilled by his father, Friedrich. Fred's career in real estate began early. By his early 20s, he had founded his own construction company, capitalizing on the post-World War I housing boom. With an eye for opportunity and a pragmatic approach to development, Fred focused on creating affordable housing for working and middle-class families. His projects, primarily in Brooklyn and Queens, were known for their simplicity and functionality. They weren't architectural masterpieces, but they met the practical needs of a rapidly expanding city. This strategy proved incredibly successful as Fred's developments weathered economic downturns, including the Great Depression, and thrived during periods of growth. One of Fred Trump's most significant insights was recognizing the suburban expansion of New York City. He anticipated that the city's population would continue to grow, and that affordable housing in areas like Queens and Brooklyn would be in high demand. With this vision in mind, he systematically acquired land in these boroughs and constructed large-scale housing projects. During the post-World War II era, his business reached new heights as returning soldiers and their families sought affordable homes. Fred leveraged government-backed loans and subsidies to build vast residential complexes, providing low-cost housing to thousands of veterans. By the time Donald Trump was born in 1946, the family's real estate business was thriving. Fred's company, Elizabeth Trump and Son, named after his mother, had become a major player in the New York real estate market. The Trump family lived in a sprawling mansion in Queens, a testament to the wealth Fred had accumulated. Despite his financial success, Fred maintained a frugal lifestyle and instilled in his children the values of hard work and discipline. For Donald, growing up in the shadow of his father's accomplishments was both inspiring and challenging, as he sought to carve out his own identity in the family business. Fred Trump's conservative approach to real estate, focusing on cost-effective projects and stable returns, provided a solid foundation for the Trump empire. His business practices, while not without controversy, exemplified a pragmatic and calculated approach to growth. It was this foundation that allowed Donald Trump to take the reins and pursue his own ambitious vision, propelling the family name into the global spotlight.
Hello, Donald Trump?
Donald Trump was born on June 14, 1946, into a life of comfort and privilege in the Jamaica Estates neighborhood of Queens, New York. The Trump family lived in a 23-room mansion, complete with household staff such as chauffeurs and cooks, reflecting their affluent lifestyle. By the standards of the time, the Trumps were among New York's elite, enjoying luxuries like one of the first color televisions in the area and access to premier education for their children. Despite this privileged upbringing, Donald's early years were not without challenges. Known for his strong-willed and rebellious nature, he often clashed with the structured environment of his private school. His unruly behavior eventually led his parents to send him to the New York Military Academy, NYMA, at the age of 13. The decision, born out of both necessity and opportunity, was meant to instill discipline and channel his restless energy into productive pursuits. The Military Academy, located in Cornwall-on-Hudson, New York, was no ordinary school. Operating like a military institution, it combined academic rigor with the physical and mental discipline of military training. Life at NYMA was strict, demanding respect for authority and adherence to regimented schedules. For Donald, who had struggled with boundaries at home, this environment initially posed a challenge. However, he adapted quickly, excelling academically and developing a natural aptitude for leadership. Donald's next step was higher education, which marked the transition from disciplined cadet to an ambitious businessman. After NYMA, he initially enrolled at Fordham University in the Bronx, spending 2 years studying economics. Even as a college student, Donald stood out. Peers noted his sharp appearance, often arriving at lectures in a three-piece suit and carrying a briefcase, cultivating an image of professionalism that became a hallmark of his life. However, he soon sought greater challenges and transferred to the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Finance. Wharton, one of the most prestigious business programs in the United States, aligned perfectly with Donald's ambitions. The school's reputation for producing top business leaders made it the ideal platform for someone eager to excel in the competitive world of real estate. At Wharton, Donald honed his knowledge of finance, economics, and business management. While he wasn't known for academic brilliance, he gained foundational insights, and connections that would prove invaluable in his future career. Donald graduated in 1968 with a bachelor's degree in economics, though he often downplayed his time at Wharton, famously stating, "The most important thing I learned was not to be too impressed by academic credentials. The education provided him with the tools to think strategically and navigate complex financial landscapes." Upon graduation, Donald joined the family business, Elizabeth Trump and Son, where he began working closely with his father, Fred Trump. Donald's early roles in the company involved overseeing construction projects, managing tenant relationships, and handling finances for the company's rental properties across Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. These hands-on experiences gave him a deep understanding of the operational aspects of real estate. However, he quickly realized that his ambitions extended beyond the affordable housing developments his father specialized in. Drawn to the glamour of Manhattan's high-end real estate, Donald envisioned skyscrapers, luxury hotels, and landmark properties that would carry the Trump name. This ambition created a tension between Donald and his father, whose conservative approach favored stability and predictable returns. While Fred focused on functional housing for working-class families, Donald sought to elevate the family's reputation by targeting wealthier markets. This difference in vision eventually led Donald to pursue projects independently in Manhattan. With the confidence gained from his education and early career, he set out to redefine the Trump brand. The transition from a student of economics to a budding real estate mogul marked the beginning of a career that would expand far beyond New York City, spanning industries, continents, and ultimately, politics. In the 1970s, while others saw a crumbling city, Donald Trump saw opportunity. Manhattan wasn't just another real estate market, it was the stage where Trump would transform from a Queens developer into a global icon. His first major move? The Commodore Hotel, a failing property that nobody wanted to touch. Trump didn't just see a building, he saw his ticket to the big leagues. Through aggressive negotiation and creative financing, he transformed it into the Grand Hyatt, proving his critics wrong and announcing his arrival on the Manhattan scene. But Trump wasn't satisfied with just one success. In 1983, he unveiled his masterpiece, Trump Tower. Standing 58 stories tall, it wasn't just a building. It was a statement. With its black glass facade and gold accents, it screamed luxury, power, and most importantly, Trump. Riding high on his Manhattan success, Trump set his sights on Atlantic City. 3 massive casinos followed: Trump Plaza, Trump Castle, and the crown jewel, Trump Taj Mahal. But this expansion came at a cost. By the 1990s, Trump faced nearly $1 billion in personal debt. His casino empire was crumbling. Most would have been finished. But Trump, he saw it as another opportunity to prove his resilience. Then came the masterstroke, The Apprentice. More than just a TV show, it was Trump's greatest branding achievement. Every week, millions of Americans saw him as the ultimate decision-maker, the billionaire boss who could make or break careers with 2 simple words: "You're fired." When Trump announced his presidential run in 2015, many dismissed it as another publicity stunt. But they missed what Trump had spent decades building, not just buildings, but a brand that represented success, power, and the American dream itself. From a $975 million debt to a net worth of $2.6 billion. From reality TV star to President of the United States. Trump's story isn't just about real estate or politics. It's about the power of branding, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of bigger dreams. In the end, Donald Trump's greatest achievement wasn't a building, a TV show, or even the presidency. It was transforming his name into something more valuable than all of them combined, a symbol of American ambition itself.